Welcome to Data and IT channel. Here you are listening the book. The book name is 5am Club, written by Robin Sharma. Today we will exploring the chapter 14. The 5am Club grasps the essential of sleep. You cannot imagine the craving for rest I feel, a hunger and thirst. For a 6 long days since my work was done, my mind has been a whirlpool, swift, unprogressive, and incessant, incessant, a torrent of thoughts leading nowhere, spinning round swift and steady. H.G. Wells. The Roman sun rose even higher as the three companions gazed over the rooftops and at the Vatican. The streets were now noisy. The essential city had come to life. Again, the Titans had went up to into the air. Again, one could see another assistant appearing out of nowhere. This time, a man who appeared to be in his early 40s ran across the square, stood in its center, and pulled out a device that he spoke into quickly and loudly. Within a minute, three women with scarves over their hairs, like you should would see in those wonderful Italian films of the 50s, appeared on three sparkling red Vespas. They parked them at the foot of Spanish steps, right by the sculpture of the boat before disappearing down Via delle Caros. Let's go, people, exclaimed the billionaire. It's time to ride. But what's this time about visiting the dead? Asked the entrepreneur. The creases on her forehead reawakened and her arms now crossed. Trust me, hop on your scooter and follow me, the billionaire instructed. The three companions wound their way through the ancient streets of Rome. Even the most unknown church or innocuous obelisk left them in a dreamy state of way. Sunshine was dazzling now as both the Roman and the tourist filled the blue wards. The city felt so alive. In one square they passed a remarkably talented opera singer with a man standing next to her to collect money, touched the hearts of the standards by singing like she had no tomorrow. As the billionaire, the entrepreneur, and the artist continued their trek along the roads of Rome, they saw yet another surreal sight, the Pyramid of Chastius, built between 18 and 12 BC as a tomb. An Egyptian style pyramid in the heart of the eternal city. Unbelievable, thought the artist as he tried to keep his eyes on the avenue. Soon they were out of the city walls. The billionaire was still leading. The entrepreneur noticed for the first time all morning that the back of his t-shirt carried the wise word of the Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding father of the United States, who said, "The early morning has gold in its mouth," and on the back of his helmet was printed lettering that read, "Rise first, die last." This man is a marvel, she thought. One of the kind. The entrepreneur knew this sensational adventure would soon be coming to an end. But she hoped Mr. Raleigh would remain in her life. She not only had grown to admire him, she felt she needed him. They rode for a while and then the billionaire mentioned that they should stop on an eerily desolate side street. After they parked the scooters without saying a word, he beckoned his students to follow him past a stone bust of the great Roman military general Julius ceases down a series of stairs and into a dark and dusty tunnel. Where the heck are we? Asked the artist. Beads of sweat had formed on the delicate skin under his eyes. Imagine you were right there with these three human beings, and just pictures how the artist looked at this moment. We are in the catacombs, announced the billionaire. This is where the ancient Roman buried their dead. All these subterranean passageway are burial ground cemeteries that date from the 2nd to the 5th century. And why are we here? Questioned the entrepreneur. I brought you to this crypt to make a point, stated the billionaire in his usual warm tone. At that instant, the sound of the footsteps could be heard. Coming from the end of the tunnel, the artist glanced at the entrepreneur, eyes wide open. The billionaire didn't say a word. The footsteps could be heard growing closer and more forcefully. I don't have a good feeling, commented the entrepreneur. The footsteps continued as the hazy light of candle struck a descript wall of the catacomb. Then the whole place went quiet. A lone figure slowly emerged, holding a tall candle and with a hood over his head, the kind monks wear. No words were exchanged. It was all extremely mysterious. The intruder stood before the three friends. The candle was raised higher and moved in four circular motion. Then the hood came off. The face that was revealed was a familiar one, a face that had appeared at stadium across the planet, and one that had inspired many millions to do amazing work, accomplish epic dreams, and lead legendary lives. It was the spellbinder. My God, you scared me, the artist said, still sweating profusely. Sorry, Stone told me to come down here. I got a little lost. Apologized the spellbinder. Extraordinary place, these catacombs. It's a little creepy in here, though. He added, looking healthy, happy, and relaxed. Hey, buddy, declared the billionaire as he hugged his advisors and best friend. Thanks for showing up. Of course, the spellbinder replied. Well, let me get straight to the insights you wanted me to share with these two. You know, I always come to play, he added with a low five like you see a pro basketball players giving teammates after making a successful free throw. Mr. Raleigh asked me to share my thoughts on the value of deep sleep as an elements of sustained allied creativity, peak productivity, and rare air performance with you. And he told me he wanted to do it down here because not only are the inhabitant of this crypt in a endless slumber, but science now confirm that one of the primary ways we bring on an early death is by not sleeping enough. Really? Asked the entrepreneur. Folding her arms once again, the light from the candle disclosed a simple silver engagement ring on a finger. No, you guys didn't, guess the billionaire. Glee emanating from his raspy voice. He did a quick, quirky dance move he hadn't done before. We did, the entrepreneurs and the artist responded together, and you are both invited to our wedding. It'll be small but special, the artist added. You are welcome to have ceremony on my beach in Mauritius, offered the billionaire. Heck, I will treat you two cats by ha- handling all costs. For you both and for your families and for all of your friends. The whole thing's all on me. It's the last I can do for you two new members of the 5M Club. You trusted a crazy looking old man. You came on this wild odyssey. You have been open all the teachings. You have been doing the work. You two are my heroes. The billionaire let out an urgent cough. Perhaps it was from the dust of the passageway. He then placed three fingers against his chest right where his heart sat and coughed again. You okay? Asked the entrepreneur, unfolding her arms and touching one of his muscular soldiers. Yes, so said the spellbinder. Let me offer some insights on why it's not only the celebration of the first hour of your day that's mission essential for leadership's excellence and exponential productivity, but also the management of the last hour of your evening. If you are truly serious about experiencing premium results, he held the candle under his face, creating a near mystical effect. What makes genius level performance is delicate balance between the mastery of your morning routine and the optimization of your nightly rituals. You won't be able to orchestrate the 2020 formula Stone walked you through this morning if you don't sleep properly. I'm almost always sleep deprived, acknowledged the entrepreneur. Sometimes I struggle to function. My memory is off and I feel exhausted. Yeah, agreed the artist. My sleep's a mess. I am a bunch of times through the night. But since I have been on this trip, I have slept good enough night. That's a great to hear because we are in my midst of the ferocious global sleep recessions. Vocalized the spellbinder, clearly articulating the dramatic language he had because he had become internationally known for. The internet and social media and the widespread absorption with our device are fueling much of it. Research is now confirming that blue light emitted from our tools of technology reduce the amount of melatonin melo, melatonin within us. Melatonin is a chemical that informs your body that it needs to get sleep. There's a zero doubt that checking your gadgets all day long impairs cognitive functions, as you have learned, and there's a no question at all that being in front of your screens being bedtime because sleep dysfunctions. I could go deeper and explain how the light of your device activates photoreceptors called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion ganglion cells that limit melatonin productions and negatively affect your circadian rhythm, which hurts you sleep. But you get my point here. I do confirm the entrepreneur. I really do. I'll restructure my pre-sleep routine so that I wake up at 5 a.m. feeling better and full of energy. I promise to do this so I rest well and so I can implement the 2020 formula flawlessly. The 60 days minimum until it becomes an automatic habit, interjected the artist. And then for the rest of my life, so it actually becomes easiest to run the 5 a.m. method than to stay in bed sleep. When we don't sleep enough, the spellbinder picked up. Not only is it fiercely difficult to get up early, but a number of others highly damaging things impair your productivity and minimize your performance along with reducing your happiness and re eroding your health. Reducing your happiness and eroding your health. Tell us, requested the entrepreneur. Yes, tell them, encouraged the billionaires now squatting in the catacomb. This pouch is really good for your lower back as well as for your digestions, he added oddly. Well, when you sleep, and the key here is not only the quantity of sleep but the quality of your sleep states. Your neurons shrink by 60% as cerebral spinal fluid washes through your brain. It's also been discovered that the lymphatic system, which was previously believed to be only in your body, is in your skull too. All this means that we as human beings have evolutionary architected a powerful process of essences was the brain so it stay in optimum conditions, and this cleansing mechanism only happens while we sleep. Unbelievably interesting, and entrepreneur noted. Tell them about HGH, implode the billionaire. Sure said the spellbinder HGH, human growth hormone, is produced in pituitary gland of brain and is important for healthy tissues in your body, a strong functioning metabolism and a long lifespan. Increased level of HGH raise your moods, cognitions, energy level, and lean muscles mass while reducing your cravings through the regulations of leptin and ghrelin. Ghrelin. Here's the main point: while HGH is released through exercise, which is part of the reasons pocket number of the 2020 formula, is such a game changer. 75% of HGH productions happens when you sleep. And here's the real key: to maximize the process of of the brain being worked properly and HGH being produced excellently. So you expand your creativity, productivity, vitality, and longevity. You need 5 complete 90-minute sleep cycles. That's what scientific studies are now confirming. That's 7.5 hours of sleep each night. You also should know that research proves that it's not only sleep deprivations that kills. Oversleep 9 or more hours also has been shown to shorten life. Do you have a learning model for us that explains all this so our awareness gets super clear and calibrated versus vague and lame? Ask the artist. Good job, Stone. You taught them the 3 step success formula, uploaded the spellbinder. The billionaire is still near the dirty floor of the crypt, nodded, then he burped. Yes, I do have a framework for you, confirmed the spellbinder. I have deconstructed my own evening routine that has helped me consistently sleep wonderfully over all these years. The spellbinder then pulled out a flashlight that had been hidden in his robe. He unscrewed a top portion, revealing secret compartment in the tube. From it, he extracted 2 thin scrolls, handing one to the entrepreneur and other to the artist. Following diagram appeared on each scroll. The pre-sleep ritual of iconic produces deconstructions. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. last meal of the day, all device turned off, isolation from overstimulations. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. time of real conversations with loved one. Optimal second period of meditation, frequent reading, audiobooks, podcast time, regular sessions for recreational pursuit, periodic Epsom salt worth. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. preparation for sleep in a cool, dark, technology free bedroom. Organization of exercise gear for pocket 1. Evening gratitude practice. I don't know how to thank you, the entrepreneur said. Both of you, she indicated, looking over the billionaire, who was now doing sit up in the candlelight while whispering. Great fortune and witty wisdom keep coming my way. I am always a leader, never a victim. A lion, not sleep. I love my life and am making it even better every day. And the more people I help, the more happy I am. I second my beloved gratitude, commented the artist. He reached over the lovingly stroked the entrepreneur's hair. If the world knew, applied the philosophies and methodologies of the 5M Club, every human being alive would transform the entrepreneur entrepreneur reinformed. And I now get the awakening with the sun isn't at all about getting by on less sleep. It's a more old early to bed, early to rise point. And as each of us does our part to make our personal revolutions, every relationship in our life, from the one we have with our craft to the connections we share with each other, improve with us, offer the artist, sort of like Mahatma Gandhi's words, we the change you wish to see in the world. Added the entrepreneur, her face glowing in the soft light of the candle as she robed her new ring. I read a little about his life before I went to sleep last night. With all due respect, pronounced the spellbinder compass, com, compassionately. Mahatma Gandhi actual word have been adjusted over the years to become a sound bit that suit a culture experiencing a collective deficit of attention. What I actually said, interrupted the billionaire, was if we could change ourselves and tendencies in the world would also change. As man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. We need not wait to see what others do. Awesome job, Stone, remarked the spellbinder, smiling. But I do appreciate your larger point, he said kindly to the entrepreneur. And of course, you are right. My personal ask of both of you is that you will share as many of the principles and mental models as you can with as many people as possible. Because, yes, if every business leader, commercial worker, scientist, artist, architect, political influencers, sport performers, teachers, mothers, firefighter, father, taxi driver, daughter, and son simply install the morning routine and nightly ritual we have shared with you, we'd have a whole new world. A lot less sadness, rudeness, mediocrity, and hate, and so much more creativity, beauty, peacefulness, and love. And now I need to leave, announced the spellbinder. See you tonight at dinner. Stone, Casio e Pepes on the menu, right? Of course, replied the billionaire as he stood up. He began to cough again and appeared unsteady for a moment. His left hand trembled, a leg wobbled. The spellbinder quickly looked away. I need to go, was all he said before dissolving into the darkness of the tomb. The three who remained made their way out of the crypt, back up the stairs into the blinding Roman sunlight. The billionaire started his scooter and moved for his guest to follow. They ventured down a maze of narrow street, past an antiquated aqueduct, and back through city walls. Soon they were navigated the uh, congested streets of the historical center, traveling down via di Candotti. After parking their scooter, the entrepreneur and the artist followed the billionaires up the Spanish steps. Well, he declared, this brings us full circle to where we begin this morning's mentoring sessions at 5 a.m. Before I let you cats go for today's, I have one last super gnarly models for you too. The spellbinder taught it to me when I was much younger, and it proves itself to be priceless. I know it'll wrap up this morning teachings with a very neat bow. The billionaire clapped his hands with a thunderous wasp, thunderous whoop. A whirring's noise could be heard in the distance, emanating from Villa Voorhees. Soon the sound grew louder and closer. An object hovered above the heads of the billionaire, the entrepreneur, and the artist storage sitting on the Spanish steps, sipping espresso and eating gelato. Turned their eyes towards the heavens, trying to figure out what was going on. You would have enjoyed being there. At that fabulous moment, Mamma Mia cried an elderly woman in a free flowing flowery dress. She was holding a baby, one arm, and a bouquet of glamorously colored tulips in the other. It's a drone, yelled a teenage boy sporting a snapback cap, denim jackets with doubts is not an option. Stitched into a bag of it and ripped jeans with a humongous hose at knees. For some unknown reason, he was barefoot. The billionaire began to expertly pilot the little aircraft to a precise landing as smooth as surface of a lake on a sweltering summer afternoon. He winked at his two students. Still got the gift. He beamed. The drone carried a wooden box that, when opened, contained a thin sheet of glass with a learning model on it. Here's what the diagram on the glass looked like. The amazing day, deconstructions, time, activity, show tones, zero technology zone, zero technology zone. The 4 to 4:45 aim, optimal rise time, personal care, pre-light runway period, leave your workout gear by your bed the night before, hydrate as it fuel the mitochondria of your cells to release ATP, which elevates your energy. 5 a.m. to 5:20 intense exercise, must sweat, release VDNF, hydrate further, podcast, audio, video, music. Pocket 1 move swift you from tired to on the fire by 5:20. Exercise lengthens telomeres, activates the neurobiology of greatness. 5:20 to 5:40 mediates praise journals, gratitude practice, scripts, pre performance blueprint. Pocket 2 reflect meditation, reduce the slow aging, planning the squeezing, increases focus and productivity. 5:40 to 6 aim, read audiobooks, podcast, learning, inspirational videos. Pocket grow 2 into 3x mindset, fuel your hope, your craft, breed inspirations, build under defeat ability in your industry. 6 to 8 a.m. family connection, personal pursuit, no social media, no news, no message checking. Enrich well being, reduce digital dementia, elevate the tone of your morning, promotes joy and calm. 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1991 rules, the 60-10 methods, world class work. The twin cycle of the elite performance, TVTF protocol, your personal Menlo Park, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Lower value work, meeting, organizing, breakfast, optimal, the 68 divided, administrative, less creative work, planning, more hydrations. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Traffic U2WW, 2 MP, decompressions, transitions period, sustain game via learning, personal renewal time, sun, fresh air, refueling. 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. No digital device, family, mealtime, portfolio of the joyful pursuit, nature walk with loved one, social connection, adventure, community service. 7:30 to 9:30 readings, nightly debrief in journals, pre-prepare for early rise, no screen, no technology, optimal second meditations before sleep. Nightly sleep rituals, hot bath with Epsom salt, dark room, cool temperature, 9:30 p.m. Sleep deeply. Productions of HGH, restorations and regeneration of brain, body and spirit. I thought you guys would find this very detailed step by step game plan for an amazing days valuable. Of course, this is just one possible way to carve it out. You will notice the evening regime is little different from the spellbinder as usual. How you apply all these tactics we have shared this completely up to you. It's your life, live it as you choose. And yet, this particular framework helped me tremendously because it took many of powerful elements of the 2020 formula I walked you through early this morning along with the key aspect of the world class pre-sleep process and built them into an immensely specific daily map that anyone, and I do mean anyone, can run to experience amazing days consistently. It's like a food recipe. Follow the steps and you will get the result. And amazing days create an upward spiral into amazing weeks, and amazing weeks morphs into amazing months. Stated the artist closing his journal. And amazing months become amazing quarter, and amazing quarters yielding amazing years and decades, and ultimately added the entrepreneur closing her journal. An amazing lifetime, the three said together, day by day, step by step, an epic existence get handcrafted. Summed up the billionaire, wearing his fashionable shades, the kind the in the no Roman sport in their effortless, stylish way that display. And I don't try too hard to look this phenomenal, cool kind of attitude. More seagulls flapped their wings and made those annoying sound seagulls seems to enjoy making. The billionaire was clearly an exceedingly loving soul, not just rich in money but also wealthy of heart. But he did detest Sigul and the way had done to take over of many of the rooftops in the core of Rome. Over the past few years, need to do something about those feathered creatures. He ruminated, displaying uncharacteristic irritation. Anyhow, now you know why I brought you to the Spanish steps, generating explosive productivity, elite, elite health, exceptional prosperity, sustained joy, and boundless inner peace really in is a step by steps game. Small daily seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over time, do yield staggering results. Daily micro wins and in infinitesimal micro wins and infinitesimal optimizations really rare the surest way to the life that you will be ever so proud of at the end. This truly is one of my favorite places in the world, you know. I wanted you to be with me to not only teach you the transformational process of the 2020 formula, but also to reinforce the reality that living remarkably is indeed an upward spiral to the top of staircase of success and significance. And as you take this journey towards the fullest experience of your highest greatness, step by steps, a magic and beauty as obvious as you know, the witness here will infuse your days and only accelerate over you years. Of this you can be sure. After carefully scanning the learning model of the glass, an entrepreneur wondered aloud, what's the 1991 rules, the 60-10 methods, and I don't understand some of these others notations, and what do 2W2 and 2MP on the framework stand for? Asked the artist. You will learn soon enough, the billionaire responded, generating suspense. You both should know I have saved the best and most valuable teachings for the end of our times together. The billionaire then hugged the entrepreneur and the artist tighter ever before. They could see tears slowly filling his eyes, weak washed of water. I love you too, he said, Sividamo, and then he vanished. Now at this point, chapter 14 has been ended. Please like video and subscribe the channel for the future new content. Thank you.